talking about Paperboy for the Color Game Boy. If you were a fan of the original Paperboy in the arcades, you're gonna like this game. You're riding your bike and you're throwing the papers and you're trying to get them at the houses, and you gotta avoid cars and you gotta avoid dumpsters and lawnmowers. Now you start out on easy street and then it progressively gets harder in the game as you become a better Paperboy. There's all kinds of cool jumps in the road that you can take for extra points, and you get all kinds of bonus points for breaking windows. But it's just a little bit too small on the screen to actually play. When you think you might be picking up something that's gonna be good for you, you're actually killing yourself. Even though Paperboy is one of my favorite classic games, I can't really recommend it. I'm giving Paperboy a 5 out of 10.
So, what games are we doing this week?
Let's talk about Omikron for the PC.
Omikron.
Think of this one?
This is a very cool game. It's a complete, like, real-life environment.
It's amazing.
I mean, you go into the city, and you can just, there's, like, hundreds of people, there's cars, there's traffic, and you can go up to any of these people and talk to them and discuss things with them.
It's the first game I played where you're just dropped into this other world, and you're completely ensconced in this, like, real-life area. And basically, you have a mystery to solve. And you've got all kinds of really cool, incredible, futuristic weapons. You meet these robots that are like Ed 209 from RoboCop. And they're outfitted with all kinds of stuff. If you die, your soul can take over the body of another character.
Which is very cool.
And you can have a whole new game experience with somebody else in the game.
What a great apartment you have, too. I got to get one of these in my place.
Yeah, the virtual training mode.
And you got 3D virtual training. You go in there and you fight. David Bowie.
And that's the coolest part of the game.
Wrote all the music for the game.
And he's a character in the game.
And he's a character in the game. You can actually go into bars and see him on stage, and he's like performing and stuff. You can go into a supermarket and buy food. You can go into a CD store and buy CDs.
Incredible production value. Bowie's soundtrack through the game is fantastic.
What do you give this game overall?
I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's awesome. I think it's one of the best games of the year. Omikron rocks.
Yeah, I mean the graphics, could probably be a little better. The control could be a little better. 9.3. I really liked it a lot.
Killer game. iOS rocks with this one. Let's talk about bass fishing for the Sega Dreamcast.
Let's.
Yeah, fishing. Excellent idea for a video game.
No, I don't mind fishing. I
like fishing. I don't like playing video game fishing.
No. See, I love this in the arcade. In arcade, this was great. You had the pole, and you're doing all this.
It's a total like this. Novelty game. Like it's
fun.
It's something you pull out for your friends and you say, "Look, I've got a fishing controller. Let's hook this up to the TV."
You got this cool fishing controller. You
can't go anywhere in your boat. All you get is these backgrounds. You can throw the cast, but you can't aim where you want to cast it.
Well, it's an arcade game, though. You got to remember that.
Wait there for the fish to come. It's so boring.
Here's the thing: is you'll go in, you'll play the game, you'll have fun with it for about a day, maybe 2.
It's not really fishing either, because your camera perspective on it is from the lure. So you can throw in the water, and then you're the lure. Basically, you get to move the lure around.
Again, it's
they should have called it lure cam.
It's arcade. I had fun with it. What would you give it?
I give it a 5 out of 10.
I liked it a little better than Vic. I give it a 6.7.
Donkey Kong 64.
Long and boring and not enough action and adventure. What's your take on it?
You may be surprised. I actually wasn't blown away by Donkey Kong 64.
I was expecting to get blown away. I love Donkey Kong Country. I thought they were going to make the next version of Donkey Kong Country on the N64, and it was so not that.
There's awesome graphics in this game, but they're spread out. Like, it takes a long time to get to the really cool areas. It's a game of collecting stuff, so once you've collected all your bananas or weaponry, you're just walking through empty areas. I did like the multiplayer gaming in there. I thought the multiplayer is probably the most enjoyable part of it.
I didn't like that either. I mean, 2 monkeys, there's no map, so you have no idea where your other monkey is.
I don't have a problem with the fact that they're cartoon monkeys. I think you're probably sick of these little cartoon characters.
I didn't mind that as much as just the controls. I didn't like the controls in the multiplayer. What would you give this on a scale of 1 to 10, though?
8.5. Supposedly the biggest game of the year for Nintendo. I say go for Jet Force Gemini over this one.
Technically, it's a great game. Fun factor, way low. Bored the skulls out of me. Graphics weren't that great. Didn't like the controls. 5.5.
Wow.
Very average.
It's not average.
At best.
No way. It's not an average
Technically,
game.
It's better.
No way.
Hey,
I play
games because they're fun, not because they're technically great.
Of course, but
I didn't have fun playing this.
There's lots of fun in this game.
I didn't have fun playing this.
There's lots of fun in this game. It's just
maybe you found some, but I didn't.
There's long stretches in between the fun.
Yeah, it's long stretches.
That's my problem.
Right. No.
It deserves higher than 5.5.
It doesn't.
8.5. What did you think of Spyro 2.
This game surprised me. It's way better than the first one.
It is a lot better
I
than
don't
the Spyro
like
one.
these games too much, but this one I love. The characters are great. The voiceovers are amazing. The graphics, I love the controls of this game, and I'll tell you why. The camera angle kind of follows you.
It's a smart camera angle.
And any time you want to center the angle, you press the triangle button.
And it's surprising that the control is that good, because it's a four-legged creature that you're maneuvering
awesome.
around. So it's almost like a little car.
You burn people, you collect gems.
There's swimming.
It's very...
Spyro can climb ladders. They gave him all kinds of new abilities. He can spit things at bad guys.
And it's very intuitive the way they've laid out the first couple of levels. I mean, you actually feel like you're getting somewhere, you're learning stuff.
You know what I like?
I love this game.
When you compare Spyro and Donkey Kong, I like the actual adventure world, like the outer world where all the levels...
Very colorful. The graphics are amazing.
But it's easy to navigate, and it's fun, and it's always throwing stuff at you. I give it a 9 out of 10. It's a great PlayStation game.
I give it a 9.3. I was surprised. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but boy, was this a fun game. Totally recommend
It's another hot title for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
They've really kicked butt this year on that system. Can we get out of here? How do you turn these on?
I don't know.
What does this do?
Can we get some help? Can we...
Well, first off, you need one of the keys. You have to leave a deposit of $35,000 to the sales department.
Oh.
$35,000?
Vic, can you cover me on that for a second?
How much is the jacket?
The jacket's a little less expensive.
Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Maybe we'll get the jacket.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank you. See you next week.
Hey, guess what? The show's over. The show's over. Try watching the Electric Playground next week.
I am officially the marketing weasel for EA Sports, working on...
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Sony Computer Entertainment.